Hey buddies, SomeNutzGuy here. Hope you're having an awesome day so far. In this video, we're going to be teaching you how to make wine. That's right, we're going to be making wine. We're going to be making the highest quality wine we possibly can. We're going to teach you how to do that, and we're going to show you why right now, actually. Why wine? Why wine? Well, that's a good question. We're going to look at the iron wine, the wild berry wine, and the standard bottle of wine. Why is this so important? Why am I doing a guide on this? Well, let's just have a real quick look. Iron wine will, when consumed, add 2.5 hearts per bottle consumed. So if I can keep consuming this, I can get 10 additional hearts by consuming 4 bottles. And if you look in the top left corner, this is not a potion effect. These are permanent until lost. So very, very cool. Now you'll also notice that I have a debuff called inebriated in the top after drinking those 4 bottles of wine. Now normally, if I weren't wearing my Ankh shield, inebriated would be giving me nausea, blindness, slowness. So bear in mind, guys, if you're going to be drinking wine, you need to have something to counteract those negative effects. The Ankh shield will obviously counteract pretty much all negative effects. But yeah, that's something to bear in mind. Now, why do I have a battle burrito here? Why do I have a battle burrito? Let's eat this battle burrito because the next 2 wines are going to be doing something to the effects gained from the battle burrito. That's right. So we're going to eat a battle burrito. Battle burrito gives you strength, resistance, absorption, health boost, and heals. It's really, really good. It's really, really good. However, how do we make the most out of this one battle burrito? Let's eat this battle burrito. Let's get our buffs up. We're going to eat a wild berry wine. And you'll see that our buffs are going to increase. We now have Rejuvenation 2, Resistance 3, Fire Resistance 2, Night Vision 2. And we can increase this all the way up to rank 3. Now we're going to drink the bottle of wine. And we're going to go from a 5-second Rejuvenation to a 1 minute 5 seconds. So, as you guys have probably ascertained already, drinking wild berry wine will increase the level of your buffs up to level 3. And then drinking the standard bottles of wine will increase the duration of those buffs. And I believe we can get this all the way up to 10 minutes if we were drinking the entirety, if we were to get these all the way up to 10 minutes. So, inebriated. If you don't have ways to get rid of inebriated, i.e. you don't have an Ankh shield or whatever the case may be, you can actually drink water to remove inebriated. Now, if you're not thirsty, you obviously can't drink the normal way like this. You can't drink from a canteen, but you can still drink from a bottle of water. So if you needed to get rid of inebriated, you can buff yourself up to 10 minutes, and then you can just spam drink a bunch of water to get rid of inebriated. You'll lose a bit of time off your buffs because you have to be drinking to get rid of inebriated, but that will get you your buffs for a long amount of time without having to have the Ankh shield to remove those negative effects. Cool. And that's why we are going to be showing you how to make wines today, the value of it, and how to manage it. There's a lot more to learn there. First, we're going to go into farming the resources, setting up the farms for the different berries for this, and then we're going to show you how to actually brew the wine, and then we're going to show you how to make the highest quality wine from your brewery. All right, guys, let's go. We'll start with the wild berries as they're definitely the simplest, but just before we do so, I wanted to show you the almanac. The almanac can be found out in the world, out in RLCraft. And this is basically just a guide to the rustic mod. The wines and also the alchemy, which I've already done a guide on, comes from the rustic mod at rustic in the JAI if you want to see all the rustic mod stuff. And the almanac is basically just a guide to the individual things within the rustic mod. So if you want further information, you can check the almanac there. But with wild berries, you find these out in the wild. Surprise, surprise. You right-click them to get the berries off of them, or you can pick up the bush with your axe. And you can essentially plant these berries wherever you want. Supposedly they don't spawn in dry biomes, but I think I planted one out in the savannah out there and it still grew berries. So it seems like they'll still grow if you plant them out there. But I think you'll best find these in like plains and forests and stuff. Now, the grapes. The grapes are a little bit different. You want to have the grapes basically separated by one space on either side, because they will grow in this kind of formation. Too close and you don't get any grapes. Too far and you'll have empty spaces because they only go out 1 block on either side. However, I have discovered a little bit of a sneaky deaky cheeky hack with these, which I'll show you after I've shown you the regular way of doing it. So you pop your wooden stakes down, and you want to start putting twine across. Now you want to make sure you hit the end of the twine, because if you hit the side, it'll break the twine rope. So you want to make sure you're hitting the end of the rope with the twine here, or the end of the twine with the twine, and then connecting it along like that. And then you'll simply plant your berries here, and we're going to increase the tick speed for you so that we can get a quick growth. Let's make that 1,000. Now these will grow out, and once they've grown out, you can just collect the berries by right-clicking, the grapes by right-clicking here. Do not destroy the connectors or the vines here. You simply just collect the grapes, otherwise it's going to have to spend time growing out the vines again, and then growing the grapes. So it'll just make your grapes slower. Just right-click, get the grapes off, very nice and easy. Now, something that I have found out, if I break this, let's reduce our tick speed back down. So if I break this and this will leave this chain here. Now, if I plant here some more grapes, and I plant here some more grapes. Let's clear the ground entities here. That didn't work. Okay. We're gonna plant. So we planted grapes on both sides. We'll up the tick speed again. Make it 1,000 again. This grape will grow. This grape's being a little funny with us. And this has now got a 3 long growth. Now let's test this. Tick speed back down. Break this, break this, break this, break this. Now if I start to harvest the grapes off here, will they regrow? That's the real test. So let's get tick speed back up again. And they will indeed keep growing. So you can essentially extend your individual grape. You just need to keep one in the middle, and you can keep extending it out that way for the best space. Just right click to remove them all, and they'll all grow back, which is really nice and easy. So that's the grape side of things. Now with the ironwood. So the iron berries come from these trees, and essentially the berries come from the leaves of the trees. So I did a little bit of experimenting with the most efficient amount of iron berries per tree. And if you have a big forest of these, you'll notice they do just kind of fall off sometimes. So sometimes you can just, if you have a big forest of them, you can just run through and pick up the ones off the ground. However, if you want to be a bit more speedy about it or manual about it, I found the best way to do so is just getting up in the tree and just spamming all the leaves down. Now, I've also tested, instead of doing this, simply chopping the tree down. And I've also tested sort of chopping all of the branches off individually. But to be honest, it looked like the best ratio of berries to tree was simply by manually smashing as many of the leaves as possible. So how many did we get here? We didn't get as many as I would have thought, but at one point when I was doing the testing, I just did the tree once. I think that was that one, 2 berries. I broke all the individual branches. So like this. I see that one. Which gave us 5, and then all of the individual leaves individually gave us 13 in that occasion. So it seems like breaking all the individual leaves is the highest efficiency way of doing things. Planting these is really super simple. The ironberry seeds will come from the leaves, just like you would expect, and you just plant them in the ground. They can't be placed next to each other. They have to be at least 2 spaces away, although because it's the leaves that you need for the grapes, really I would recommend putting these several spaces away from each other, you know, something like that, whatever the case may be. So you're having maximum number of leaves per tree, essentially. One thing I didn't note there for the grapes, guys, is to get grape seeds, you just craft the grapes like that. Okay, fantastic. So that, guys, is how you farm the individual berries to make the wines. Now we're going to get on to actually how to make the wine. The first process of brewing wine is juicing. So to juice, you'll need to make one of these, which is the crushing tub. Crushing tub is pretty simple to make. If you guys are ever curious on how to make anything, you can obviously just check the JEI. But a crushing tub is how you make juice to get started. So it can carry up to a whole stack. However, it'll take 32 berries to fill up this this small bucket here, leaving you 32 spare. And it takes 4 berries to create enough juice for 1 bottle. So ultimately, if you have put a whole stack in, you'll use half the stack, and you're going to come out with 8 bottles of juice. So it looks like we're about full there. Don't think we're doing anything extra. So let's grab our juice out. It will pull the berries out as well, because it's right-click to get the juice out, and it's also right-click to get the berries out. So we'll have 32 grapes left, 8 bottles of grape juice, and that's how that works. So I'm not going to do the others there for you. I think you get the point. You can then deposit these into wine barrels. The barrels are here for you, liquid barrel. So that's nice and easy to make. You pop it down, and you would right-click with your juice to fill it up, and you right-click with an empty bottle to extract. So now you've got your juice, you need to know how brewing works. So you'll need to get a couple of these brewing barrels. Oh, I suppose you don't need a couple, you could just do it with one. And this is the crafting materials for those, really nice and easy. If I open this up, you'll see 3 sections here. This one is the modifier or base, which I'll explain in a moment. This is the input where you'll pop your wine, your juice, in a bottle. So you put the wild berry juice in here. It'll deposit an empty bottle here after the liquid's been put in here. You can then move this empty bottle to there, because this is the spot for empty bottles for bottling the wine once it's finished. So really, to get started, you just pop one in there, and you get it going. Now, you could pop up to 8 in there, so you can put all 8, move the 8 bottles over. But I'll tell you why you don't want to do that once I've explained how quality works. This is how you determine the quality and how you improve the quality of your wine. If you look at the JEI, you'll see quality 0.75. That's the default quality for when you're using creative mode and you pull anything out of creative mode. Quality can range from 0.01 to 1. So 0.01 to 1. Anything from 0.01 to 0.49 will have negative effects. Anywhere from 0.5 to 1 will have positive effects, with stronger or longer lasting positive effects the closer you get to 1. When you brew wine for your first time, it can really be a random, quite a random number for the quality. So as an example, when I did my first wine, it gave me, gave me 0.56. When I did my first iron wine, it gave me 0.43. And when I did my first wild berry wine, it gave me 0.72. When increasing wine qualities from one batch to the next, it can only improve by up to 0.04 quality maximum. So instead of then improving the quality from the 0.43, I'll probably just keep cycling, keep doing new juices from the first off to see if my first batch can get a little bit higher than 0.43, maybe closer to a 0.72. So this 0.72 is actually really good. I have one of them. I've actually improved this 0.72 up to a 0.79 with the method that I'm about to show you. And I'm going to try and get this 0.79 all the way up to 1. So when you're looking to increase the quality of your wine, you'll put the modifier or the base wine here on the left side. And this will be the wine that is the base quality. This doesn't get consumed. You can just leave this in here. This is fine. If you wanted to take it out, you go like that. But this will stay here as long as you leave it. If I then put a juice in here, this will start brewing, but it'll take the basis of 0.79. And the next batch will be either up to minus 0.01 up to plus 0.04. So it can get 0.01 worse or up to 0.04 better. It's a very small jump, which is why I'm saying if your first batch comes out at 0.43, maybe go for another first batch, hopefully coming out at closer to 0.72 or higher. When you are improving quality, I would go 1 at a time. As shown here, you can just do 8 at a time, no problem. But getting 8 0.5s isn't going to help us. So when improving quality, you can just do 1 at a time. So this 1 could be 0.78 to 0.83, minus 0.01 to plus 0.04. So I'd wait for this to come out. Ideally, this would come out at 0.83, and then I would take this out. I would take this out, and I would replace this with the 0.83 and rinse and repeat until you get as close to 1 or all the way up to 1 as possible. And that, guys, is essentially how brewing works, how quality works, how you improve the quality, how you farm the resources, etc., etc., etc. I think we've covered all aspects. If you have any questions or feedback, leave them in the comments below for me. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, consider subscribing. I go live on my Twitch channel pretty much every day. Mondays and Fridays I often take for editing days. However, it would be great to see some of you guys there. I'm running a RLCraft 2.9 server as well. You guys would be welcome to join that if you wanted to. You just got to jump on the Twitch channel, earn 3,000 channel points, and then unlock the whitelist through Twitch channel point redemptions. And that's that, guys. Hope you have an awesome rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Take care.